First Alert Forecast with meteorologist Joseph Eng.
Back. Here's a quick look at your forecast. It's about 86 degrees outside in Lake Charles right now, but it feels more like 93 with the high humidity in the air. Current temperatures on average are still in the low to mid 80s range. Lake Charles is the warmest at 86, but dew points not too far behind in the low to almost mid 70s themselves. So you put those two together and you've got a heat index pushing the low 90s in some spots along I-10. Though at least the coastline looks like it's feeling a little bit cooler, and that's because they're starting to catch some of the sea breeze too. Visible satellite showing mostly thin clouds, and that is giving at least filtered sunshine to try and make that warm up a little bit slower, but there is also some thicker, puffier low-end cumulus clouds out there, and that is providing some shade, holding back the sunshine just a little bit more for some. But as far as rain chances, those aren't really coming along with it. Maybe a little bit further out of our area to the east, but for the most part, it looks like you can only expect a little bit of extra shade out there. That's about all we're seeing on satellite. Our end of the region certainly looking like the quieter pocket, while plenty of activity continues off to the northeast. And much further along the east coast, you have what remains a potential tropical cyclone 8. We'll get to that in just a moment, but locally, we're not getting too much of a breeze. You've got a few gusts out there around 10 to maybe 15 miles per hour, and in particular, near the coast in Cameron, you might get a couple gusts closer to 20 a few times, but that is only serving to funnel some more warm, moist air right out of the Gulf for those especially south of I-10. It's going to make that humidity content a little bit higher, and temperatures aren't quite done warming up. It does look like at the surface we are expecting it at the upper 80s to right around 90 degrees, which is pretty close to the normal this time of year. Also doesn't look like we'll be entirely kicking the cloud cover either, but you might see a little bit more sunshine breaking out as we get into this evening. As for your shot at rain, though, that's likely to remain just a couple isolated showers, largely south of I-10 for the most part. Not really expecting any rumbles of thunder with that, but a few stray ones are certainly possible. And for that matter, a few stray sprinkles could pop up much further to the north, but the vast majority of you won't need an umbrella today. However, look at these heat indices, middle to upper 90s out there, so make sure you're staying hydrated and have a way to stay cool, though we're not expecting a heat advisory here. Moving through the rest of the week, though, what's left of that weak frontal boundary should continue to disintegrate, and high pressure is moving back in from the west. So we're actually losing a bit of rain chances, even though the humidity stays high. That high pressure will try to keep at least some northern influence to the air, but it's also keeping our rain chances pretty heavily suppressed, so it'll hard to come by even those stray showers for a good chunk of the week. Now, we do want to talk about your tropics briefly. Out in the Atlantic, Gordon continues to meander and looks like it'll be turning back to the north to northeast, so it may gain a little bit of strength back, but certainly shouldn't be bothering anybody, much less southwest Louisiana. Much further off to the west, you also have potential tropical cyclone 8, which is very close to out of time to become a tropical storm before it makes landfall further into the northwest. And tropical storm warnings have still been issued along the coastline, but it's expected to rapidly lose strength as it moves onshore late this evening into Tuesday. And as for your local forecast, we'll be seeing it warm the rest of the week, but not out of control, and even lower chances for rain. Agnes?
All right, thanks a lot, Joseph. And still to come on